What's happening, everybody? It's Ged from Fabulous Flicks. I know it has been a minute or two or maybe a month or so. It is my absolute pleasure to be joined by Rogue Leader. For those of you that have been around for a little bit, you've noticed that I have had the pleasure of spending some time on his podcast. So as we discussed a while ago, we are sitting down, we're watching Rogue One, we're having a beer. So first things first, 30-second review, Rogue One. Tell me why you love this as a Star Wars property.
Rogue One is up there with my favorite. It seamlessly fits between Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope. So different in that it's such a gritty war movie. You can tell Gareth Edwards took a lot of care in setting up the shots, setting up the scenes, the cinematography. It's beautiful to look at. It's action-packed, and it has a payoff that is second to none in the Star Wars universe.
Here's the best thing you missed. There's no happy ending.
Yes.
Everybody doesn't get away. They don't ride off into the sunset. This is a perfect setup movie. You nailed it. But there's no happily ever after.
No.
Jin and what's-his-face.
Cassian!
They sit on a beach, they hold hands. There's not even a kiss scene. There's just an awesome moment at the end where they both perish, and it's for the greater good.
And coming from a Disney property, it's seeing it for the first time. It's surprising to see them kill everybody.
Yeah. Okay. So now into the meat of it. I understand that you have some absurdly stupid and wonderful questions for us tonight.
Well, considering we just took a theatrical journey to Mustafar, I got some hot takes for you.
Oh, hot takes! I'm ready.
So let's start with where we just ended. And my question you get: is the Darth Vader scene the best scene in all of Star Wars?
I'll give you 30 seconds to give me a better one. If you can consider the Anakin scene where he kills everyone, including children, which I'm sure is a no-go on every internet property everywhere. Yes, hands down, great saber work. I love the holding up of the guy in the chokehold, whipping him around. There's no doubt this is the best Vader scene. You?
It is, I'll say, the most badass. It is Vader like you've never seen him before. It's the Vader you would think.
Wait, is it the Vader you wanted to see kill old Obi-Wan?
It's how you always thought and you heard what Vader would be like actually realized.
Yeah, not like a battle of the geriatrics.
Not the old man that could barely walk.
Not good.
But I will say, here's my hot take. It is not the best scene in all of Star Wars, though, because it is purely eye candy. You know what I mean? It's badass. It's just, it lacks kind of the substance
as opposed
of other
to the
scenes.
depth of the normal Darth Vader emotions.
Well, think about
Twilight.
Vader.
Like, what are we doing?
No, Vader, Luke at the end of Empire. You know,
yeah, okay, all right.
You know, the action isn't as good, but the emotional payoff I feel is a little bit higher.
Yeah,
but
without a doubt, the best eye candy, though.
Yeah,
all right, fair. Next, what do you got?
A lot's kind of been made about the characters in Rogue One. Do you enjoy the characters? Did they get developed properly enough for you?
Jyn Erso, yes. Mm-hmm. I think that it was very quick that she went from somebody who wanted nothing to do with it to someone who had become the ultimate martyr.
Yeah.
But they had 2 hours to figure it out. It sounds stupid, but my favorite character development was stupid K2SO. Yeah. That droid stole the show. Great one-liners.
I found it.
I find that answer vague and unconvincing.
You think he almost develops an actual type of feeling. Yeah, I'll say yes. Yeah. Sort of. What are your thoughts?
It's kind of the same boat. I enjoy all the characters, maybe outside of Bodhi, right? The pilot, he didn't really get a whole lot to do.
They kind of made him brainwashed for half of it, which quite frankly was bloody useless. Like they could have totally.
I enjoy them all, but I think you and me discussed earlier. I just don't. When they all die, I'm not overly emotional. I can't believe they killed Cheer.
Not even Jin and not even Jin and what's his face? Cassian. Thank you. Yes,
that's how memorable.
It took me way too long to think of that.
Yeah.
But they were the ultimate sacrificial lamb in that entire series.
Like I said,
there's no doubt.
Like them, interesting, but motion maybe not quite there in that
fair.
show.
All right. Next, what do you got?
Moving on. How about the nostalgia value of the movie? Is it too much or is it just right? And I'll frame it as this way. The Force Awakens got a lot of shit for retreading A New Hope, and this movie is literally A New Hope 2.0 or you know what I mean?
Disagree. Could not disagree with you more. This movie was amazing because it was not A New Hope. It was not The Force Awakens. It was not, The Last Jedi. It was not Empire Strikes Back. It was its own movie. There was no happy ending.
Yeah.
There was not a shade of story at all that had anything to do with the prior 6 movies. Absolute 2 thumbs up. This movie was amazing for the fact that for once, it was its own Star Wars movie.
Yeah, and I loved the fan service and nostalgia, like being back at Yavin. That era of the like the tech they were in and everything like that, and like even like they jammed in stuff like I love the Red and Gold Leader cameos in the squadron, right?
You pointed something out in the movie. Red 5 dies.
Yeah, Red 5 dies.
And who becomes Red 5?
That Luke Skywalker guy?
Luke fella. Yeah.
Red 5 standing by.
So I didn't notice that until you pointed out in the movie. Yeah.
And then they got the Ghost in there. You can see Chopper. Like, it's loaded with stuff.
Oh my, I totally missed Ghost.
You didn't see the Ghost?
Ah, crap. Yeah. Chopper, greatest droid ever.
Yeah.
Different story, but okay, yeah. All right. I didn't even see that.
It's all in there, but it works. Like, that's the era the film is, and those are the characters who are in that moment, so love it. It makes the connective tissue there is just
I loved it.
Perfect.
Great job picking up the Ghost there. Crap, I did not see that.
Come on, man. You know that.
Newbie.
So, behind the scenes of Rogue One, there was a bit of drama. After the initial screenings, they was requesting some rewrites and reshoots. Obviously, there's always reshoots, but there was apparently some significant stuff behind the scenes. They brought in Tony Gilroy to like rewrite the intro and some of the ending. So I will say is, given that all this was potentially behind the scenes, does it seem like there's 2 different visions in the movie?
No.
Does it seem? Yeah.
No. I must admit again, when you brought this up to me literally 8 seconds ago, and you mentioned it kind of during the movie, I had no idea. So oftentimes there have been movies that we've watched recently, some by Zack Snyder, some in the different visions of George Lucas, not to mention a couple different universes, that you can see the idea and the execution being 2 very different things.
Yep.
In this case, I did not see it. But
totally.
Did you?
No, this movie to me is, it obviously has its faults, but as far as an overall vision standpoint, it seems fluid throughout start to end.
What was its biggest fault?
I don't know.
You literally mentioned faults. And I'll be honest, I give jack shit to back that up. You know what the biggest fault in this movie is? Jin doesn't make out with that Cassian fella. That's the only fault in this stupid movie. Like, the movie was borderline perfect. Give me one fault to this movie. Don't worry, I'll just sit here, drink my Heineken, and think about it. Go.
Well, we already talked about it. There's a little bit of lack of character development from some of the people.
That's not a movie fault, but go ahead.
The pacing and the jumping around at the beginning is it takes a little bit to get going. But, like, we're talking, like, nitpicks here.
I was just gonna say, do you know what the definition of reaching? For the one person over there watching, can you define reaching for us? Because I'm pretty sure that is... That's the thing. Every Star Wars movie has a 4-minute rant about what the problem was.
Oh, yeah.
The issue with Rogue One is you gotta look real hard for that problem.
Yeah.
Solo, we can make a 20-minute video on the problems with Solo. Rogue One? Come on.
I could write novels on the sequel trilogy.
Yeah. People probably already have.
Yeah.
But Rogue One was a perfectly beautiful standalone movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it is great. So let me ask you this about Rogue One. Did you enjoy...
Hold on, wait. Did it just sound like he Doctor Strange me? Let me ask you this one time. Which master do you serve? Sorry, we're going right back to the MCU. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Which is not brighter.
Which is not brighter.
Yeah, one last thing.
Last thing.
Of course,
Okay.
we got to end with this.
Okay.
Where does Rogue One rank in your hierarchy of Star Wars movies?
Ooh, I almost wish I'd have taken a moment to read this list before you asked that question. I'm going to go on a limb and go top 3.
Top 3, eh?
Top 3, and I will not tell you my first 2. Because we don't have that much time. Top 3, no doubt. Why? Because it's original, it fits in brilliantly, and it introduces characters that you can't complain about later on because they're all dead.
I'm surprised you got that high. I was, in my head, I was like, I gotta say top 5.
Okay. Just below Solo.
No, I was like,
Jar Jar
I gotta
Binks,
stop
or-
appeasing what I think the perception is. So my hot take was gonna be Rogue One is my top 3. But
Yeah.
we're the exact same on that. And I will tell you mine. Number 1, Jedi. Number 2, Empire. Number 3, Rogue One. And
Interesting.
that order could be changed because, like I said, Rogue One is just so good.
Number 1,
it's hard to put
Jedi.
it over that.
Number 2,
Yeah.
The Rise of Skywalker, because everything has to come to an end.
Yeah.
And number 3, Rogue One. Now, understand, it's not that I love The Rise of Skywalker, but I love the fact that they finally brought something to an end. Again, never gonna please everybody. Love Jedi. I loved Empire Strikes Back, but I liked Rogue One more.
Jedi's your number 1 too?
Oh yeah.
We
Even
should
though I
watch-
hate the stupid
We
Ewoks.
should watch Return. Yeah, that's all I got.
So this is technically a Rogue One video.
yeah.
A Rogue Leader
Rogue
video.
Leader, yeah.
However, it's being filmed at the spot for Fabulous Flicks. Really want to thank Rogue Leader for hanging out tonight. Obviously, this is going to be posted on his area, so you know where to find it. I'm Ged from Fabulous Flicks. Tyler, thank you so much for coming to hang out
Thanks for
tonight.
having
It's
me, bud.
long overdue. I look forward to the next one. We should probably do this again.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's buttoned up in a nice little package at the end, right? Mm-hmm. Slate swipe clean.
Yep.
Plans handed off.
And the
movie
greatest
over.
bad guy in history.
Yeah. Who finally got his true moment of complete dominance.
Yeah. The greatest bad guy in history. AKA Nolan Sorrento from Ready Player One. So good. Anyway,
Let's talk about Vader.
Oh, fair enough. Sorry. I thought you were going Chokey Face. What the hell was his name?
Krennic.
Krennic, yeah. I thought you were going to Krennic it. No,
No,
Vader?
Krennic's good. No, yeah.
All right,
Krennic's
okay, I
good
was
too.
throwing a Krennic. Okay. More importantly, why was no one on Tatooine in this movie? Because I feel like this is the only movie nobody went to Tatooine to hang out with a slave.
We did get a desert planet though, in the form of Jeddah. So
Yes,
we did get that.
did. Yeah, why does anything great happen in a desert when it
Yeah.
comes to Star Wars?